Yarnbarf, Yarnbarf, Yarnbarf. Hi everybody, I'm Christy and this is Yarnbarf. Welcome. Hopefully you've made a pair of the booties. That was on the full version and we had the condensed version video. But then I did a full version so you could crochet along and really know what you were doing. See how stretchy these are? And they stretch widthwise this way too, so that's why, because your ridges have to be in the right direction. So we're going to get started. I'm going to use some off-white Super Saver, and I'll show you that. Just don't go anywhere. Don't change that channel. Today we're going to edge our booty, or I'm going to edge my booty in Red Heart Super Saver. This is Jumbo. The color is called Aran. A-R-A-N. So is that Aaron or Iran? It's off-white. That's all it is, off-white, just a fancy name for it. This is 4-ply, and this is a huge skein of yarn. I love Red Heart. It's always been a classic favorite of mine, and can never have too much white, off-white, and black. Alright, so we were using an H hook, so we will continue along that path and stay with our H hook. What we're going to do is put an edging on the booty. Be very simple edging. Simply going to single crochet around it and then we'll take it from there. But one thing you'll want to do is make sure you make a little note or remember how many single crochets you do, because this booty may not be exactly the same as the other booty around the edge. So you want to keep a little note to yourself so they both match. So let's get started. We're going to get our yarn in the back here, one of the loops in the back at the end of the row, and pull it through. There we go. It's being a little stubborn. I'm going to chain one. Then I'm going to single crochet in the same stitch. That's when you poke it in the stitch and you grab your yarn, you pull up your yarn, you yarn over and go through the both loops on the hook. In America we call that a single crochet. Now I do believe in England or across the pond, I believe they call that a double crochet. So you have to make sure you check your patterns as to are they American or English or British, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Otherwise, your pattern isn't going to come out right if you're doing all doubles when they should have been singles. So this is all we're doing. We're just going to single crochet around the ends of the row on the booty. And like I say, we keep a little note of how many we've done. Of course, I don't have to write it down because I have perfect recall. If you believe that one, I'll tell you another one. Gotta write everything down. Get to the market and go for my list and realize I don't have the list with me. Here I wrote everything down and still forgot the list. I use my smartphone now. Never forget the smartphone, thankfully. We have become very dependent on smartphones. I left my smartphone in my friend's truck. And she's over the road like I was. And I didn't get it back for 10 days. I was freaking out. I said, my whole life is in that phone. We pay our bills. We visit our friends. We take pictures and videos. Can order a pizza. I mean, everything. Alright, so we're just a single crocheting along here. Can you see how that looks? Pretty much in the end of every row. And we probably snug it up on at the toe up here. What do you call that? The instep? Up here, I guess you call that the instep. I'm not sure what they call it. I'm not a podiatrist. But we're going to do a decrease. So let's insert your hook in the stitch, pull up a loop, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop. Now you draw through all 3 loops. That is a decrease. So we've made one decrease, and now we're just going to continue to single crochet around, evenly around the top of our booty. Then we'll count our single crochets and see how we're doing. I'm going to ask you to jot it down when I tell you how many stitches. In case I need to ask you, how many did I do? Here we go, and try to make it even. I've already lost count. See, it makes it look nicer already having a little edge on it. And maybe we'll do the edging like I have on the poncho that I'm wearing. It's a simple edging, and then you can draw a tie through it. So then the person, whoever's wearing it, can make sure it's secure on their foot. And it looks real cute, you know. Like I do a white edging, and then I'll use the same color yarn to do the tie. And it just pulls it together real nice. I will want to remind you all that these can be very slippery on certain floors. So if your floor is slippery when you have your socks on, it's going to be slippery with these little booty sockies on. So you may want to keep that in mind if you had planned on giving these to maybe an elderly person. I think somebody had a trick that they take some hot glue, but not all the way hot, not the highest setting hot, because this is acrylic. And probably the lower setting, and they drizzle it on the bottom of the foot so you have some gripping. And I said, that's not a bad idea. But like I said, not too hot, or you'll melt your yarn. Okay, we're just all the way back to the beginning. And slip stitch in your first single crochet, and now we'll just stop and take a look and count them. We'll see how many we have, because we will want to do this on the other booty. Now when you get back to that first slip stitch, your beginning stitch, I want you to chain one and turn. Okay, now we're going to single crochet in all the single crochets that we put down in the first row, and I believe I'm up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoops. Do over. Come on, hands. 9 and 10. I'm going to have to recount them. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And you know what? My count won't be the same as your count. You know, it'll be highly unlikely if we're going to be off 1 or 2. And I already lost count. What was my last count, guys? 48, I don't know, 52, 63, bingo! Pull out a little yarn. Alrighty. And you know, don't be afraid to use your own foot. Just slip it on and see how it looks, see how it feels. But I'm sure whoever you make these for, they will be absolutely delighted to get them from you, because they're handmade, they're special, because you made them. I'm going to make a couple pair in the Christmas colors. And for little kids, you can make them a little bit smaller and put some jingle bells on the toes. This way they can drive their parents crazy, tickling, dingling around the house. Need a little more yarn. Here we go. Almost down to the first stitch, or the ending stitch, to begin our next row. And I do need to count these. I think we're going to want to end, we want an odd number of stitches. Okay, here's the last stitch. We are going to slip stitch in the very first one, or the ending, and we're going to slip stitch, chain 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Chain 4. What we're going to do is double crochet chain 1 all the way around. But you know what? Let me count my stitches. I suggest you count yours. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Good. I wanted an odd number. I've got 49. So I need to keep that in my brain so when I make the next booty, we'll have 49 also. But the pattern's kind of forgiving. I mean, as long as it's not a gigantic variation between one booty to the next. You know, if you're off 1 stitch, 2 stitches, not a big whoop. All right, let me just pull it out of my chains here, but we'll chain 4 and we skip a stitch, and every other stitch you will do a double crochet and chain 1. So here's my chain 4. Yarn over for your double crochet, skip that stitch, the next stitch, yarn over, pull through your loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. There's your double crochet. Chain 1, yarn over, and we're going to skip a single crochet, and we go in the next single crochet. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops, single crochet, we can chain 1, skip a single crochet, the next single crochet, double crochet, and chain 1. And you just do this all the way around, and I'll meet you back there. Just coming up to the toe myself here. So I've already done my alright, we've chain 1, skip a single, go in the next single, make a double crochet, chain 1, skip a single, go in this single crochet, chain 1. And when we're done, we're going to count our spaces. That's where our tie is going to go through. Alright, I've made it back to our first stitch, our chain 4. You still chain 1 in that last double crochet, and in the third chain from the hook, you're going to slip stitch. So the chain 4 counted as a double crochet and a chain 1. So this is what we've got all the way around. Isn't that cute? That's cute, isn't it? Already looking prettier. Now you don't have to turn for this row. So we're just going to single crochet around. We're going to single crochet, chain 1, single crochet your first stitch. You're going to single crochet in the space between the 2 doubles, your chain 1 space from the row before. You're going to single crochet in the next stitch. You're going to single crochet in the chain 1 space between the double crochets from the row before. Hope you can see this. Very, very, very simple. I think one of my cats is knocking at the door. He'll do that at 2 o'clock in the morning. Makes me so mad. Decides he wants to eat at 2 o'clock in the morning. Usually I grab the broom and yell at him and shoo him away. So you wait till Mommy gets up. Tell you, I got 2 kitty cats and they just love to eat. One kitty, he too fat. I can't even pick him up. But I want my kitty cats happy. So, what else do they have except, you know, to eat, really? I really have a difficult time trying to keep this camera where y'all can see what I'm doing. I need some pointers from some of my favorite crocheting YouTubers. How do they do it? You get good footage. So it's important. I want to share some of the things I know with y'all. It's a wonderful community of crocheters on YouTube. I used to belong to a tremendous community of truck drivers on YouTube. And then when everybody migrated to Facebook, but I love the community of crocheters. I don't belong to too many groups on Facebook. Another really good group I like. It's small, but it's more intimate. That one's called Crochet Bug Bites. Bug Bites. Crochet Bug Bites. That's a very nice little group. Sometimes you do want to get away from the big old crowd and be a little more cozy. Alright, let me try something. I may need to just get a new camera. Which, I don't know, better lens or something. Unless I just put this camera in the other room and shoot from 30 feet away. Maybe that's a trick. Alright, we're still crocheting around the that second row with the double crochets. Single crochet on top of the double crochet from the row before. You're going to single crochet in that space between the double crochets. Simply do that all the way around. Oh, look at that, I'm back to the first stitch already. I'll be darned. Time flies when you're having fun. So you're going to slip stitch and chain 1. Now what we're going to do is a picot edge. I love picots. That's my go-to edging for a lot of projects. In fact, I have a picot edging, I think, on this poncho I'm wearing. I'm not positive. But anyway, so we chain 1. You're going to single crochet in your next stitch. You're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to slip stitch on the bottom of the single crochet. You're just going to slip stitch that. So you can see it makes this little nubby thing. Isn't that cute? It's called a picot. Single crochet in your next stitch. Single crochet in your next stitch. And then we'll do another picot. So you chain 1, 2, 3. Go down to the first stitch on the picot there, the chain 3 and slip stitch. And then you'll single crochet in your next stitch. It kind of secures it, anchors it down. So there you go. You got 2 little picots. We're going to do that all the way around. Okay, what I have been doing, I have been actually doing 3 stitches in between the picots. I pulled out a couple and started doing 3 instead. I thought two stitches in between was a little bit too close. So there's my chain 3. Insert at the base of the chain 3, that single crochet and slip stitch. Okay? You see that? And then we're going to single crochet in the next single crochet. And in the next single crochet, we'll single crochet. And in the next single crochet, we'll make a picot. So single crochet, chain 1, 2, 3. You're going to put your hook in that stitch and pull up the yarn and slip stitch it. There you go, slip stitch. Then single crochet in the next stitch. And in the next stitch, oh, that one's a little snug. We'll make it fit. And in the next stitch, there we go. Look how nice, look how nice, how cute. See that? All right. So chain 3. Insert hook at the base in the single crochet, slip stitch it, and then single crochet in the next stitch. And in the next single crochet, we make a single crochet. And in the next single crochet, make a single crochet and chain 3. So this spaces them out a little nicer, but then they're all piled on top of each other. But you get the idea, right? So we'll meet you back at the end. Chain 1, 2, 3. Go down to the base of that and slip stitch. Then do single crochet in the next single crochet, single crochet in the next single crochet, and in the third single crochet we will make another picot. Chain 3. Down at the base here, or even in the same single crochet, just make a slip stitch. That's all. Basically the same thing. And single crochet 1, 2, and every third one you'll make a picot. This is a very forgiving pattern, folks. This is a wonderful beginning pattern. Now, unless one booty, one slipper is glaringly different from the other one, you don't have to be too OCD about it. That's why I like these slippers. They're pretty quick to make, and they're very forgiving, especially for beginning crocheters. Even for anybody, they're not difficult. And they come out so cute. And then I'm going to do the other one, and then I'll make the ties. And when we weave the ties in and out of these spaces, and then we tie it in the front, it just looks cuter than heck. That's 1, 2, and 3. Picot. 1, 2, 3. When I'm not sure what kind of edging I want to do on something, picot. I love picots. It's a go-to edging for so many projects. 2, and 3. See how that's coming out? Isn't that cute? There we go. Look how nice. Slip stitch, single crochet, 1, 2, and actually it works out perfect that I did I think 3 of them, and then we're back to the beginning. So I'll do one little picot right back here, and we can call that one a day, call it a day here with this particular booty. There's my scissors, here they are. Here you go. Now I guess we should count our spaces, huh? And strive to make the other slipper the same, of course. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now for the tie, all I do is make a very long chain. You could write chain, I don't know, 125, and then you slip stitch in every chain. And it makes a thick tie. It looks real nice. But you want it nice and long. So we're just going to start chaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll keep going. I'll be back. Going to slip stitch in the second chain from the hook. Insert your hook in the stitch. Grab your yarn, pull it up, and then pull it right through the loop. Just no yarning over it again. You're just going to insert it in the stitch, pull your yarn through, and pull it through again. So that is a slip stitch, and that's all we're going to do is slip stitch once all the way down the chain. And I'll make it a very nice tie. Okay, I just finished my slip stitch chain. Oh, got one little end here. I'm going to pull that through so we can finish it off. And after I'm all done weaving it and all that, I do my finishing work with the ends. Alright, so yeah, here's what it looks like. So slip stitching. It was 125 I chained. And here's our booty. Look how nice. And like I say, when I'm all done, I do my tuck in my ends because I weave them in really well. And if, gosh forbid, you ever have to unravel it, if you have to frog it, as they call it, and all your ends are woven in, I hate when that happens. So I've kind of learned my lesson. Sometimes you want to just wait until you're totally done and then weave in all your ends. So that's all we're going to do is just weave this in and out. I'm trying to keep it from twisting, if you can. Okay, we'll see you in a second. Well, here's my completed booty. Now, if you think the ties are a little bit too long, another thing I'll do is I'll put a knot in the end like this. And that also keeps them from being pulled through the booty. And it looks cute. And for little kids, you could tie a couple bells on the end so they jingle jangle. Drive Mama crazy. There you go. One completed booty. One slipper. I'm going to make the other one look like this one. So I hope you all can do this, and if you have any problems or questions, just leave a comment or email me. You can email me at Yarnbarfs, with an S, Yarnbarfs, at gmail.com. I couldn't get Yarnbarf. Somebody else picked Yarnbarf. I'm like, really? Obviously someone who enjoys the fiber arts. Oh my goodness. Oh. So thank you very much for watching, folks. I hope you'll sub. I'm going to put more videos up. I hope you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified as soon as I put up a new video. And by the way, I made this shawl, this poncho. It's a virus stitch poncho and from one of my favorite crocheting YouTubers. But I did it a little different. As usual, I do things different. I used a bigger hook. I used 4-ply yarn, but I'm real happy with how it came out. And I get many, many compliments on it when I wear it out on a chilly day. So anyway, I hope I see y'all later. Happy hooking! Put down your book, pick up your hook. Come on, let's crochet. It's really not as hard as it looks. I do it every day. Come on, we're gonna...